and everybody are settling back into the routine,
Yeah.
which is nice. It brings some structure to your life.
I imagine it's mixed. Some kids are just saying to themselves, man, that was a lot of fun. I wish I could stay in bed all the time like that. But nah, there are probably quite a few that say, I'm glad we're back.
I think it is. It's a mixed review for sure. But it's for me, it's time to get back. It was a nice break, but time to get back to work.
Yeah. All right. So 2026 begins, and it's not a new school year, but there are some new school procedures, regulations, and laws in Pennsylvania that schools have to pay attention to.
Absolutely. With the new year comes a lot of the new things that were passed with the school budget law come into effect. There's the rules about truancy and attendance. The way we report attendance, school districts are now required to send attendance reports to PDE 4 times a year, which is a new feature this year. So the state government is really paying attention to it. Attending school matters. Attendance is one of the leading reasons students aren't successful. And, so if we can focus on that compulsory education law and really explain the importance to parents and kids, we can have better outcomes for everybody.
Yeah.
With that comes the fact that, if a student is in the truancy process, they're not allowed to transfer to an outside cyber and escape accountability at school. So really thankful for the changes there. It's going to really help us help kids. Another big change that helps us is they changed the certifications for teachers back to the way it used to be, where there's elementary certifications and then secondary certifications.
That's big, isn't it?
It's huge, Todd. With this teacher shortage we have, staffing becomes very, very difficult when you have a teacher that's only certified to teach a few grades retire and no one holds that certificate. It's really hard. The pool for candidates really shrinks. So, with the government made a really smart move here. They went back to the way it was. They widened the grade spans that these teachers can teach. And it really helps us with addressing staffing issues.
Yeah. And if somebody's teaching certification has expired and they've not taken it up for a while, it's easier now for them to get back into it.
It's another huge change. A lot of young women, they go into school, they get their teaching certificate, they have children, and they start a family. They put their certificate into abeyance, basically, and then on hold. And now it was really, really laborsome process to get it back out and get it activated again. They've shortened the window for that, and they made it a lot easier for people to reactivate their certificates and transfer certificates from other states. So it's nice to hear that the people in Harrisburg are listening. Our concerns about this teacher shortage are being heard, and they're taking really nice steps to help us help kids again.
Other state laws that take effect now with the coming of 2026, safety and procedures are helped with the new reporting requirements for when weapons are found in schools.
That's correct. Act 44 this year makes it mandatory that any time there's an incident involving a weapon at a school, we must notify all the parents of the school and the faculty and the staff. Now, in Indiana, we did that anyway. We had already had that procedure in place, so it's not anything new for us, but it is something that now requires it. So, and again, the big change for us is context doesn't matter. So even if a student brings a pocket knife by mistake, they leave it in their book bag or something like that, we still have to report it. So that's another thing, just to make people aware of what's going on in the schools. Big safety thing. Another big change was structured literacy goes into effect for everybody. Another thing that Indiana already had in place. So it's really nice that we're ahead of the curve on that. The system that the law requires now is almost identical to what we have already built at Indiana. So proud moment for Indiana to see that we're a little bit ahead of the curve.
A leader.
Yeah, well, and sometimes we get it right.
All right. Hey, January school district school board appreciation month, and certainly it's a thankless job in a lot of ways, and you open yourself up to tons of criticism for a volunteer position that you're taking on because you only have a heart to help the kids in the schools, and so school board appreciation month comes at a good time.
That is 100% right. It is a thankless job, and they put in some serious hours, especially in the Indiana area school district. It's a full-time job sometimes.
Yeah.
We have meetings 3 Mondays a month at least, if not more. These people have work to do outside of those meetings. It's not like you just get to show up and rubber stamp anything. It takes an investment. It takes an emotional investment. And as you said, a lot of the decisions you make as a school board member are going to upset half the people in the constituency. So
Yeah.
it's a really, really tough job, and it's a really good time to reflect. You take a deep breath and thank the people who are volunteering to do this. They do it out of the goodness of their heart. They do it because they love the community, or they love kids, or they love teachers, and they just want Indiana to be a great place. So we are fortunate to have an outstanding board here in Indiana. They're all very well educated. They're all business owners. They're all really good people. They don't always agree on everything, but the democratic process takes place.
Yeah.
They dissent with dignity. They don't have street fights over every little thing. They're a really good group of people, and their heart's in the right place. So thank them all. If you know a board member, thank them today, because January is Board Appreciation Month.
Yeah, and it comes at a really good time because November elections, new school board members, they reorganize at the beginning of December, and for a lot of them, they're just settling into new roles, either as new members of a school board or newly in leadership roles, and there's some of that.
That's correct. We actually had a change in leadership at our reorganization meeting. Mr. Walter Schroth, who was our president for many, many years, is going to take a step down for a little bit. I want to thank him for the outstanding service he had, and welcome Dr. McCombie and Mrs. Thomas, who are going to be the president and vice president. Their first meeting is coming up here next Monday. And again, really excited for their leadership as well. It's going to be a trying year. We have some serious financial situations that we still have to get on in play. We have a teacher's contract coming up next year, so a lot of big decisions and big issues that we have to work through, and leadership matters. So looking forward to what comes this year, and there's some changes to the committee structure as well, Todd. We used to meet, academic committee meeting was the second Monday. Now it's policy, personnel, and academic. The third Monday is now kind of a floater day, with the fourth Monday being policy, personnel, and I'm sorry, audit and finance, and buildings and grounds.
There you go. Just to remember that you have those committees, let alone when they meet.
100%, exactly. And it's something that our board has valued and kept at the forefront, because they want that community engagement. So if you're interested in something that's going on in the school, there's a way that you can actually engage the school board. If you're interested in something academics or extracurricular, you need to come on that second Monday and get involved. If you're interested in audit and finance, you're interested in buildings and grounds, come on that fourth Monday and get involved. The board welcomes it. They want to hear from the people. It's an important part of the process. So,
speaking of buildings and grounds, I'm sure that in your position and other administrative positions, when projects such as the Eisenhower School finally wrap up and you get some semblance of normalcy there, the Horace Mann School and the disposition of it, and finally getting that behind you as well, that has to be a great relief to everybody involved, just from the amount of savings you get from not having to be concerned about that anymore. You've still got the upkeep on buildings that you have within the district. There are always going to be upgrade issues for all of these things, facilities, and you do that. But to get the really major projects that you have on your books taken care of must feel good.
Oh, it feels great. There was a lot of work that went into those two projects, and then to see them, almost completely in the rearview mirror is really heartening. It makes you feel good about what's going on. And again, kudos to this board, who most of them had a really intricate part in making these things happen. Taking Horace Mann, that's been here since Teddy Roosevelt was president, and turning it into a thing that's generating some revenue for the district now is a tremendous victory for this board. That Eisenhower building, if you haven't been there yet, walk through it. It's a tremendous victory. The kids really feels like a nice school, a nice home, a nice place to learn, and it's really built for students. So, two tremendous successes that we're happy about. And again, nothing's easy, right? So when these school board members have to make these decisions about whether or not they should build this school or rebuild this school, there's not a real easy answer. So. And it's easy to throw rocks from the cheap seats, but January is the time where we should say, hey, we understand you, we see you, thank you for stepping up and wrestling with these problems, so we don't all have to, so.
Yeah. And you're still looking, okay, what's the next need for Ben Franklin? What's the next need for East Pike? All of those things have to be continually assessed.
Oh, the eye is always on the future, right? We're all about students. We as a community, the school district is the heart that pumps out the lifeblood of the workforce, making sure that our students are reared and educated in the very best situation with the very best teachers, the very best curriculum, is really in everybody's best interest. So always keeping your eye on the future, looking at Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin is definitely next on the list. We have to address that building in the coming years as soon as we're financially in the position to do so, because we got to do it responsibly. We can't, just spend, and raise everybody's taxes either. So we have to do it thoughtfully. We have to do it strategically and methodically.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey, winter sports are going on. Indiana's had a really strong start to the winter sports. And I want to talk about that, but first I want to tell you, you'll tell us that coming up during one of the winter sports on Friday, you're going to have a celebration of last year and a state championship team. And that's where I want to start the winter sports discussion, was with last spring's
baseball team. Yeah. Absolutely. Still so proud of that baseball team. And this Friday at the boys basketball game, there's going to be a ring ceremony. Celebrating all the state championship team, PIAA state championship baseball team. From what I understand, they've all RSVP'd. They're all coming back to get their rings.
How about that?
So it should be a really, really nice night. So if you haven't gone out to see the boys basketball team yet, you need to. They're really good. Get out this Friday. You get to see that and celebrate our state championship. And you'll see also popping up here around town some signs that are celebrating the state championships and the other successes we've had as a community in athletics, because it's something we have to be proud of. We have a lot of great volunteers and a lot of great coaches who put a lot of time in building these teams and instilling these skills in these students, and it's really paying off. So it's something we should be proud of as a community in the area. And so we have some signs, some donors have put forth some money to put up some signs around town celebrating that. The baseball team, the swim team, the softball team, all of those teams that have had great success over the last few years.
What an era for Indiana high athletics. All right, so speaking of which, let's talk about the basketball teams. The boys and the girls basketball teams are firing here.
Absolutely. Clicking on all the cylinders. The 19-4 combined record, I believe, over and all. They both won the Arbuckle Classic. So they're all both teams are doing very, very well. So
Yeah. You had that. You had the wrestling team with the Bow Wood tournament over the weekend.
Yeah, they took third place in the Bow Wood tournament, which is a really good showing. Two young wrestlers, two freshmen, took second place in their respective weight class. So good things going on in wrestling. Swimming is continuing to dominate. The girls' team is undefeated. The boys have one loss. So good things again at Indiana. And thank you to those coaches and the volunteers and the parents that support. It takes a community, and everybody in this community definitely, steps up.
It's good times. Good times in the classrooms, in the administrative hallways, and of course on the athletic fields too.
Absolutely. It's
very
exciting.
good. It's a good start to 2026.
We're off on the right foot. Let's go. We only 12 more months to go, man.
Rob Heinrich of the Indiana Area School District joining us here this morning. It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Thanks so much.
Happy New Year, Todd.
It's Indiana in the Morning. Good morning to you. Westwood One Sports next.